On the previous vid, I was mentioning to Mr. B, Barry, about there is no shortcut when you're trying to get rid of scratches. There is no shortcut when you're trying to get rid of scratches. Okay, so I've been using 120 grit and my block of wood with a leather strip on, a la Georgia card, GI Customs. And well, I ended up as 120, but I went straight to 240 from the grit, and it just wasn't enough because I'm not brilliant, right? So I was getting the odd kick scratch from, I'm guessing, a 120 belt or a 40 belt pre-heat tree. So I'm trying to get rid of really rough scratches. I mean, rough to me is horrendous to other people. Rough to me is, I'll let that go. It is how you look at it and the finish that you're trying to achieve. But I was trying to get rid of scratches. So in the end, I went to using an old 120 belt, cut some lengths off of that, put that on there. I was using that. Still wasn't getting rid of fast enough. So I went to some fresh 100, okay, which is pretty rough, just to get rid of the scratches. Now, yes, that took, what's the time I was out at? Half two, time is now 10 to 6. 10 to 6, right, so I've done 3 little videos, been out since about half 2. So I'm guessing on this blade alone, I've been doing that 2 hours, 130 minutes, just getting rid of scratches manually. Because I know if I tried to get rid of them on a 120 belt, I'll probably just put more on and I'll lose the nice neat plunge line and grind line that I'm trying to get. I know I'd probably end up doing a Paddington Bear. And you'll say, what's a Paddington Bear? Well, we had a character on children's TV a while back, and he was a bear, a teddy bear that came from deepest Peru, and next door was Mr. Brown, and somewhere on the line there was a coffee table that started out as a dining table. Okay, now instead of marking out the 4 legs and cutting off exactly what it was, Paddington Bear cut, not measured. Of course the bastard rocked, didn't he? So, oh, that one's long, so I'll cut a bit off of that one, and it rocked and it rocked, and in the end, of course, he's going lower. He's never measuring anything, he's just hacking off. If you do a rough job, okay, it'll catch up with you eventually. If you do a rough job, if you try and skip stages like measuring, repent at your leisure. So there's me. Gotta go just on a video, told them you must be to get it right out, and I don't want to. Yeah, I'm getting impatient again. Wow. So I knew what I had to do. I had to go back to a bigger grit. I did the 100, give it good 20 minutes, I could go straight to a 400. Straight to a 400. I got a satin finish. Get the right grit to start with, get rid of the scratches, and all you're doing is getting rid of the previous paper, the previous grit, not huge great scratches that you couldn't be bothered to get rid of. So yes, I had to do what I said I was telling someone else to do. Yes, it was frustrating, but I duly did what you're supposed to do. So 100 grit to get rid of the scratches, straight to 400. I got a satin finish. You need a range of grits, is basically the lesson here. And don't be worried about starting on something beefy like an 80, 100, 120 grit. getting rid of the scratches. If your grinder's brilliant, and if you're brilliant, you just be able to go 80, change about 120, 120, yeah, fine, 400, oh, this is all perfect. If you got a cracking bit of kit, and if you're brilliant at it, and if your jig's great. But if it's not, and you end up with that little tick tick, and then the belt tracks and moves, and you're not going to be able to get a level of finish. You can blur all of that out if you did stone wash or acid etch or what the epoxy coating is. You can cover it up. But if you're going for mirror finishes like Stony, okay, or George, your card, you can't shortcut. You're just not going to be able to get rid of it. You got to start big grit and progressively work at. Now you might be able to dodge the odd one now and again, like go 100, 240, 400. You might be able to miss out the 300s and the 180s, but there's no shortcut. No. See you next one. Scarf and Wessex blades. Exceedingly tired.